All right, Chris Popper here in Bangor. I'm joined by Coach Mark Shields, the MDI head football coach down in Bar Harbor. And Coach, as we kind of talked about, this is a huge uh, game with lots of implications for MDI and Ellsworth. And it's just a quick, short bus ride from MDI to Ellsworth for Friday night's game.
Yeah, so I guess that's the good news, right? If we can get off the island at a reasonable time and get through Ellsworth, I think our bus is leaving at 3:45, so we should have plenty of time to get up there and stretch our legs after the long trip and acclimate ourselves to the field and all that. So that'll be nice. And hopefully the ride home is fairly short. We're not going to be stopping anywhere to eat. That's a good thing. But yeah, like you said, huge game. Ellsworth's coming off a big win versus Waterville. Um, excuse me, we coming off a loss against Mount Ararat. Both teams are going to be really hungry. The game does mean a lot as far as if you look at the standings. We have 2 wins, Ellsworth with 1 win, jockeying for position in the playoffs already. Here it is week 5, and you're already looking ahead as far as where you want to be in the playoffs, and obviously the higher the better, usually typically, right? So yeah, it means a lot to both programs. Sounds like there's going to be a big crowd up there. I think there's going to be youth players introduced
Right.
is it from our program and Ellsworth?
Yeah, they're going to introduce both programs. My understanding, the Ellsworth Football League and the Acadian Youth Sports. So, and all those kids would get free admission. So, if you bring the kids, the parents come too. So, should be a huge crowd, I would assume.
Yeah, and being a rivalry game and um, with that much at stake, I would imagine there's going to be a big crowd up there. And hopefully we have a good following from MDI. It's not that far of a ride for a Friday night, 7 o'clock kickoff. And yeah, we're going to need all the support we can. I mean, we're kind of going into a hornet's nest, really. I mean, I've coached in a lot of big games over the years and a lot of road games over the years. And, this one definitely is an important one for both teams, and both teams are hungry for a win. So it's going to be, I think it's going to be a hard fought battle, honestly.
Well, the weather will cooperate. It's going to be mostly clear, lows in the lower 50s. So, a great night for football, no doubt. I mean, actually, last Friday, I was surprised some of the kids weren't cramping because of how warm it was relatively compared to other nights. So, tomorrow night's great, or Friday night, we're taping this Thursday, will be a great football weather.
Yeah, and the kids will appreciate that for sure. I mean, going since August 18th, I think it was first day, and pretty warm back then, and it's been pretty warm all the way through the season thus far, and it looks like even next week's supposed to be warm again. So
Yeah. Which is just crazy. Hey, look, I brought down all my long sleeve shirts, so I'm taking credit for having second summer. Although this morning it was a little nippy for sure. There were frost warnings down in advisories, I guess it was in Bangor and down in the Ellsworth area as well. So uh, teams look to be somewhat similar, both in terms love to run the ball, and you're going to have your hands full with Ellsworth's running attack for sure.
yeah, no doubt. We talked about it on Monday, the matchup, and as far as team speed, Ellsworth's going to have more team speed than MDI Friday night. With their running backs and their front line, they have some real solid kids up front. So, here I am, the defensive coordinator. So that's a concern for sure to try to shut down, their excuse me, their skilled kids. And then they play solid defense because those most of the same kids are on the defensive side of the ball as
Right.
well. So they have good team speed on the defensive side. And you look at tape on both teams, and you'd say MDI probably wants to run the ball maybe more than Ellsworth, but Ellsworth runs the ball. When you break down tape on them, quite a bit as well. I mean, it's Maine high school football, and most teams will run the football. but they have the ability to throw the ball too. They have a solid quarterback, and then they put their athletes out wide to get them the ball. So, our pass defense is something that we focused on as well this week, knowing that they are proficient in throwing the football.
This more so than any other game becomes an offensive line against a defensive line battle. I mean, whoever can, uh, you know, block and create those holes, and conversely, whatever defense can shed off those blockers are really the ones that are going to probably lead their teams to victory.
No, yeah, no doubt. Great point, Chris. You look at their skill kids, you look at our skill kids. We have some guys that can bust the long ones too, and we have some guys, some heavy hitter running backs, pretty strong kids. So you're right. What's going to happen? The game within the game, right? Between the trenches for both teams, and both teams have some solid guys up front. So who's going to win that battle, right? Who's going to win that battle? Who's going to win the special teams battle? Who's going to win the turnover battle? I'm always convinced if it's going to be a close matchup with teams, it typically is going to come down to special teams and turnovers. And you're right, the offensive and defensive lines, who wins that battle throughout the night?
Yeah, well, it'll be an interesting game. Certainly one that, I think both teams have had circled on their calendar since well, the schedules have come out. Because any time Ellsworth and MDI meet, regardless of whether it's soccer or basketball or volleyball or football, it's special.
Yeah, it's a rivalry game. I'm glad we're back playing Ellsworth. I hope that continues. We talked on Monday how even our crossover game hadn't been against Ellsworth, which was unfortunate, I thought, considering we are rivals and we're 30 minutes apart. They sent us to Lake Region instead. So
Right.
and
Multiple times.
yeah, multiple times. Actually, I crossed over with the small school. It was Orono last year, but anyhow, so it's nice to get back playing them, and I think it's just good for football. It's good for our communities. Get people excited about football in our communities. So I think it's just going to be an exciting night for both programs.
Yeah, and the game will be on the radio. Hopefully, the Red Sox win tonight, Thursday, which means that they would take on Toronto starting on Friday, but no baseball tomorrow night. So the game will be on air, online, on our free downloadable app, and on any Alexa-enabled device. Coach, anything you want to add to the fans? I mean, I know you'd love to have a great contingent from the island heading off to support the Trojans.
Yeah, absolutely. So as many people as we can get up to Ellsworth Friday night would be great, because I'm imagining Ellsworth's going to have a huge crowd.
I imagine the town will turn out. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, and that's great. I hope they do. I just think it makes it more exciting for everyone involved. If you can't make it to our game Friday night at Ellsworth, we are back home for our homecoming game against Orono the following Friday night at 7:00.
Yeah, and the game will be on the Ellsworth Huddle. We'll put a link to that as well, but it should be exciting. Coach, thanks for your time, and look forward to seeing you down in Ellsworth on Friday night.
Awesome. Thanks, Chris.